Welcome into Cowles Stadium in Ōtautahi, Christchurch. Sky Broadband Rapid League basketball action for you between the Mainland Pouakai and the Northern Kahu. The Pouakai 7 from 8 in Rapid League in the inaugural season 2023. Their only loss, funnily enough, to this very team they face today, the Northern Kahu. My name is Nick Bewley, got Tessa Boagni alongside for this one. Tessa, we were talking about both squads just before going to air. They both have the luxury of playing arguably their best players in Rapid League, starting with the Kahu, Amari Thomas, who's leading Tauihi in points, and Crystal Ledger-Walker as well.
Yeah, I think having the luxury, they've got such depth in their teams that they can afford to play those starters a little bit more minutes and insert some people from the bench to take away those minutes. But is it taken away from what Rapid League's really meant to be? I don't know.
Well, there's certainly an argument that could be made there, given there's one competition point that goes towards the overall ladder. We have seen almost from the jump that the Pouakai have targeted the Rapid League. They have 3 imports, so they've usually played at least one in Rapid League, and they're doing that again this afternoon. A slight tweak, though, that we will get to, but given it's so pivotal, in fact, if it wasn't for Rapid League, the Pouakai possibly wouldn't be in the running for that 4th spot between them and the Fire right now.
Absolutely. Rapid League is 100% keeping them in this competition at the moment, and so that's cool. That's awesome that's how they've been able to stay in this competition so far.
There is the table. The Pouakai currently sit 4th overall in Tauihi. They've got a 1-point buffer on the Whai. The Kahu can go back to top of the table. They're 2 points down on the Queens. 3 points, of course, a win in Tauihi, 1 point in Rapid League. So they could go back top with a win in Tauihi this afternoon. Here is the BNZ Northern Kahu starting 5 in Sky Broadband Rapid League. Tauihi, Rangi Brown, Uraseki, Tini and Amari Thomas. They're coached by Jodie Cameron. So Crystal Ledger-Walker, in fact, not even starting in Rapid League. She's coming off the bench.
Yeah.
She'll get some minutes, no doubt about it. And on the Sal's Mainland Pouakai side, Hippolyte, Kennedy Leonard. Usually we see Jasmine Dickey in Rapid League, but she'll be starting in Tauihi this afternoon. So Kennedy Leonard getting a rare run in Rapid League. Lauren Whitaker, Ezra McGoldrick and Subasa Nisbet, and they're coached by Josh Thompson. Here is the head-to-head, and the Kahu, they've actually won 4 of 8, but then they've won like four of their wins in the last 5 games. They've really picked up in Rapid League.
Exactly, and that's because they started what Pouakai were doing a little bit later. They just started introducing Amari Thomas and Crystal Ledger-Walker into the Rapid League, and that's when they really took off and started winning all these games, which has helped them climb up the ladder and almost take that top spot.
So our refereeing crew this afternoon, Hamish Dale, Regan Ashley and Tony Lee Smith Hunwick. And there'll be our crew as well for the Tauihi contest, which tips off at 3. An intriguing Rapid League contest, this one. 2 of the form teams, you'd have to say, in this competition.
Oh, definitely.
The Pouakai in their red strip for Rapid League. Kennedy Leonard flexing, she's pumped. This might even be her first, if not her second Rapid League game. Obviously, she had that ankle injury. I can't recall her, certainly not here at Cowles, playing Rapid League.
No, I don't think she's ever played Rapid League.
But we were just speaking to Coach Josh Thompson before, and he said it was an easy decision to make. She's an Energizer bunny, so she could easily play all 16 minutes here and then be warm for Tauihi, ready for a big battle against the Kahu. Ezra McGoldrick and Ash Uraseki in the middle for the jump. And we're all set to go in the Sky Broadband Rapid League contest, and bobbles around, eventually ends up with the Pouakai. And here's Kennedy Leonard with it, and she'll fire away early. Doesn't quite get the shooter's roll there. Here come the Kahu. Rihanna Rangi, and they go straight to Thomas. Kicks it out to Tauihi. Nice find in the corner. Good D2 by the Pouakai. 6 seconds on the shot clock. Udaseki has to do it herself here. Ash Udaseki. And makes that one a little short. Good defensive set there by the Pouakai.
Yeah, they always come out firing on defense in the Rapid League, and I think that's probably been one of their best, one of the reasons they're playing do so well in the Rapid League is because their defense is superb.
First bucket of this contest from Ezra McGoldrick, and then a foul call on Lauren Whitaker. Young Lauren Whitaker getting the assignment of marking up against Amari Thomas. She'll relish that, I have no doubt, Lauren.
Oh, absolutely, and it's good prep for her off to Gonzaga next year, so playing against some quality competition will really help her going over to D1 school next year.
It was great to see a write-up too about the Whitaker family in the press newspaper this weekend.
Yeah.
Basketball family, the 2 older siblings over in college still.
Yep,
Lauren, as you mentioned, heading away. And a lovely touch too.
There she goes.
There she goes. Speaking of.
One.
And one opportunity for Lauren Whitaker. And a trip to the TAB. Shooting one. And Pouakai out of the gate early. A 4-point lead. And they make that 5. Ileana Tauihi now, handling the rock, doing it all herself. Contest on the rebound now, Leonard.
Good pass.
Great find. Kennedy Leonard, the quarterback. Sebastian Nisbet can't finish. Gets her own rebound amid 3 Kahu players. And can't get the follow.
She was too open and just didn't really know where she was in comparison to the hoop. Yeah, hate to see it.
Tauihi once more, real aggressive. Oh, lovely pass to...
Is it Tini?
Yes, Keely Tini. So the Kahu are on the board. McGoldrick looking for a response. Oh, doesn't get the roll. Ezra McGoldrick. Back the other way come the Kahu.
The Kahu have been lucky. Pouakai have missed 2 pretty easy layups. They could be up a lot more by now.
Good D there. Whitaker on Thomas. And again, Leonard with the long fine. And that one just evades Lauren Hippolyte. Those passes have been on.
They've been very on. That's another 2 points that have just gone down the drain for the Pouakai. They really could be extending this league quite a lot if they sorted it out a little bit.
Subs in for Kahu. Ledger Walker bringing the ball up the court now. And Pamilo. There's Tauihi with it again. Just getting a little bit caught. Nice find eventually to Tini. And a whistle and a foul, and she'll take a trip to the TAB.
Tini's done some great cuts to the hoop, and she just managed to find some space under there and get some good looks both times.
Misses the first. Sister, of course, Jason Tini in this Kahu team, starting in Tauihi a little bit later on. Splits the free throws is Keely Tini. She has all 3 points. The Kahu are 2 down.
And then mum's coaching.
Of course, should have mentioned.
Family affair.
Real family affair, isn't it? Jodie Cameron. Kennedy Leonard with it now. Leading Tauihi in assists with 10 a game. Olivia O'Neill with the 3. Also a little short. Tied it up there by Tamilo. And here comes Ledger Walker. Finds Tauihi in motion. Tauihi, excuse me. Can't get that one to go though, Ileana. And now Kennedy Leonard pulls up and drains a three.
It's good to see her in this league doing a bit more of a score-first mentality. In Tauihi, she's very much a pass-first floor general, so nice to see her already get up a couple of shots.
8-3 the Pouakai lead with 27 seconds to go in this first quarter. Whitaker again tidying it up and finding the court marshal Leonard immediately. Shot clock is off. Tip there by Tauihi. Ends up with McGoldrick. Nisbet with it now. Tauihi's taken an almighty fall on this left side. She's back on her feet now. McGoldrick with a nice two. And they're going to have to get it up quickly here if they're aware of the clock situation. Ledger Walker makes the bucket, but it was after the clock had expired, so no, it will not count. So Pouakai with a 10-3 first quarter leads. Ezra McGoldrick with 4 points. Kennedy Leonard with that three, and Lauren Whitaker with that 3-point play. What have you liked on the Pouakai side so far, Tessa?
I've liked their aggressiveness, but they could be up by a lot more right now if they hadn't been so sloppy and missed those couple of easy layups and passes. But they've come out firing, and I think Kahu were a bit stunned by their defensive intensity. But I'm sure they will come back in this next quarter firing as well. So.
Yeah, Kahu just shooting it 1 from 6, 16%. So you'd assume that'll improve. Some real shot makers and takers in this team.
Definitely, and Amari Thomas only taken one shot. She's definitely going to get some more touches in these next few quarters for sure.
Well, Lauren Whitaker kept her away from the paint in that first quarter. Didn't see. Yeah, it was a good job by the young teenager.
Lauren is strong for her age, very, very strong. So she's a great defender and great at bumping you and keeping you out of the spot you want to get to.
And first time into the game too for the Pouakai, Ashlyn Reen. As Ledger Walker finds Tini. Here's all 3 points so far for the Kahu. Nice move, spin move.
That was a lovely move.
Milo couldn't get it done, but Thomas tidies up. Also leads Tauihi in second chance points to Zamari Thomas. And there, some second chance points there in the Rapid League is McGoldrick. Oh, that looked online.
That looked very good.
Back of the iron. Opportunity here for the Kahu to go back-to-back. Oh, lovely find. Ledger Walker to Tauihi, back-to-back buckets. Here come the Kahu.
Yep, we knew they were going to come. They weren't going to sit down and take it.
Here's Reen now.
Great
gets around to Milo. Oh, but what a recovery.
She's a great shot blocker.
Victoria to Milo. And now Amari Thomas. The Kahu look for 3 buckets in a row. Thomas gets to her spot. Oh, McGoldrick.
Yes, and there she is.
Seen a fair bit of that, haven't we, over the course of the season? 1.5 blocks a game into Ezra McGoldrick. Reen lets that one fire. Tied it up by McGoldrick, but just a little too much down low to get to that spot. And
here's her block.
All back with the Kahu.
Like I said last game, those extender go-go gadget arms, they get you every time.
We can make the same call there for young Ritoria Tamilo as well. It's just looking there, I think she's might even have the height and reach advantage on Ezra. Ezra's just taking a seat, but some serious size.
Yeah, exciting new talent for the Tall Ferns.
The Pouakai lead by 3, but they had led by 7 at quarter time, yet to add to their first quarter score. Good pressure there from Olivia O'Neill on Ledger Walker, and then just goes straight up Main Street, kicks it out to Amari Thomas. Moves that 3 a little short, but well tidied up there by Rangi. Now finds Tamilo down low.
Oh,
nice work, Ashlyn Reen. Oh, it's a real defensive second quarter. 3 blocks in it. Leonard will let it fly. That looks good. It is good. Back. Well, that's 2 threes now from Kennedy Leonard. She's got 6 points. Legia Walker, nice drive. And then tidy from Tamilo and a whistle and a foul. And a 3-point opportunity for Victoria Tamilo. As we look at that Kennedy Leonard 3. You're right, Tessa, she is certainly past first player, but she's got a lovely 3-point shot.
Really good shot. Hopefully this gives her the confidence to shoot that shot more in the Tauihi game. But Coach Thompson is not going to be happy with the Pouakai's boxing out at the moment. Kahu are getting way too many offensive rebounds, and I think most of their points have been second chance points in this quarter.
Subs in for the Pouakai. McGoldrick, a short break there, and perhaps that's just, as you were discussing, the rebound battle, boxing out, getting a bit more experience and size back in. The Pouakai lead by 3. Hippolyte with it. Finds Leonard. Back to Hippolyte. Doesn't mind a 3 herself, Lauren Hippolyte.
That's her shot. She loves the 3.
So 3-point shooting, keeping the Pouakai in it in the second quarter. Ball movement here. Rangi. Nice work there down low though by Kennedy Leonard. And now Subasa Nisbet.
Oh,
what have we got?
Didn't even see it.
A whistle on against the Pouakai.
Yeah, against Lauren Whitaker for an illegal screen, I believe.
An opportunity here for the Kahu to cut it back to a bucket. Crystal Legia Walker. And I don't think Ezra can quite believe that call.
Ezra is lucky that rapid league fouls don't matter, because I think she's on 3 already in 5 minutes of extra, 7 minutes of playing time.
Get them out of the way now.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, it is a good way to get a feel for what the referees are looking at. It's the exact same crew.
That is very true.
So, you know, if they're going to be really hot on those type of calls, then at least you can go into Tauihi knowing that I can't get away with it in, even though I do have 6 fouls to give. Both those free throws from the TAB were made there by the Kahu, so it's a 4-point game with 1 minute 5 seconds to play in this first half as O'Neill brings it forward, finds Nisbet. They'll go back to Hippolyte. Heat check. Leaves that one a little short, tidied up by Legia Walker. A bit of pace here from the Kahu and Crystal Legia Walker. Finds Tamilo. Back to Legia Walker. Slow things down now here, the Kahu. Crystal Legia Walker. Get that one to go, and here come the Pouakai. Oh, lovely spin move. Goldrick just couldn't get the finish. Tidied up by Udaseki.
Yeah, great move. Unfortunate there.
There's a 4-second differential between game and shot clock, so the Kahu just slowing things down a touch. Just as I say that though, Udaseki with the drive. Out to Tuaiti. A bit off, and a Sky City player timeout.
Very good player timeout, I reckon.
10.3 seconds left. Of course, you can still get tickets to the big game. The Pouakai after this still have 2 home games to come next Sunday and the following Thursday. Get along, support best women's basketballers in Aotearoa.
Yeah, and watch them try to get that last playoff spot.
Certainly. Here's McGoldrick. Lovely. Ezra McGoldrick now up to 6 points. And now the Kahu responds with their own player timeout with 1.5 remaining. Can advance the ball, of course, so
yep.
Smart player timeout taken. What's the play here, Tessa?
Crystal Legia Walker is known for her buzzer beaters. So I'd like the ball in her hand, because she's a great passer too. So if she doesn't have the shot, she's finding someone to pass it to.
Legia Walker, Udaseki, Tuaiti, Rangi and Tamilo on the court for the Kahu. And Legia Walker will inbound.
She's inbounding, so maybe not her then, but she'll find the right person.
She might get it back, you never know. And looking to just ship it in, but it's well read by Whitaker. That should be enough.
Oh,
Wasn't too far away by Tauihi from near half court, but that is half time. So Kahu certainly responded in that second quarter, having been held to 3 points in the first. It's 18 points to 12 in favour of the home team, the Pouakai. But what did you see in that second quarter, Tessa, from the Kahu in terms of improvement on their end?
Yeah, well, they just came out with more intensity. I mean, they're getting the offensive rebounds and getting the ball in the right players' hands for shots. Their height was really hard, especially when Lauren Whitaker was off to defend with Victoria and Amari. So they came out wanting to play, I think, this quarter, and it really showed.
Well, it's interesting too. There's certainly going to be a size battle in Tauihi as well, isn't it? When we see Penina Davidson,
definitely,
again Amari Thomas, and how the Pouakai go about trying to contain them. Natasha Mack, there is a question mark there as to her fitness and minutes getting into this Tauihi contest. Of course, we're all playing to build towards the final four in Porirua, 9th and 10th of September. Scan that code there, get your tickets. As you mentioned, Tessa, it feels like it's that battle between the Pouakai and the Fight. It's the point in it at the moment on the ladder.
Yeah,
4
definitely.
games each to go. Seeding too could be significant. Conversely, for the Kahu, they're right there in the mix for top spot.
Yeah, it'll be a fight to the finish, just like we saw in the Sales MBL. Now with the Tauihi, it's looking like it'll be an exciting finish.
Hawkeye will start this second quarter. With Leonard back on. She had a big say in that first half. Kennedy Leonard, 6 points, both a couple of threes. Kicks it out to O'Neill. And a whistle and a foul. And stay with the Pouakai. Fouls on Rangi.
Yeah, just looking at the stats, the Pouakai have definitely been the more aggressive team. When you look at the foul count, it's 7-2, now 7-3. So they came out with strong defense, and that's meant a little bit more fouls, but it definitely rattled the Kahu a bit, especially in that first quarter.
Here's the battle of the two youngsters, Tamilo and Whitaker. Back out with Leonard now, 2 seconds on the shot clock, needs to get something up. Oh, it's just beaten the shot clock. Kennedy Leonard showing her experience and class there. She's up to 8 points. Ledger Walker now looking for a response. Rangi, Tamilo, back to Rangi. Good defensive pressure here by the Pouakai. Eventually get it into Thomas. She leaves it a little short.
Oh, good running by good running by Subasa, but just couldn't quite get the handle of that.
Oh. Circus shot there from Ledger Walker. A fair bit of traffic in front. A couple of shot attempts there, and it ends up back with the Pouakai. O'Neill, lovely fine pick and roll action, and Whitaker, easy 2. He's up to 5 points now, Lauren Whitaker. Mid-range attempt there from Tamilo, just a little long. It's been the Pouakai's third quarter so far. Keeping the Kahu from adding to their first half tally. As we've seen in Rapid League, things to change pretty quickly, and Kennedy Leonard can't believe the no call, and it was last touched by the Pouakai point guard. So go back to the Kahu. Interesting too, Tessa, not one three-pointer from the Kahu.
Yeah, they're not known to be the strongest three-point shooting team, especially with Tauihi Basketball out. But maybe with the insertion of Tess Madgen in the Tauihi, they might bring the three-point shooting up a bit.
Got a bit messy there. As, the Kahu eventually come away with it. Tara Reid as well leads the league at the moment from a three-point percentage perspective. So you see her in Tauihi, but yeah, as a team, you're right. Certainly go to the paint.
Yeah, well, I mean, you look at their players, and you would pass it into the paint if you were on their team.
Ledger Walker at the TAB. Makes the first, Crystal Ledger Walker. She's up to 3 points on the afternoon. All our stats, courtesy of our stats partner, the TAB, makes both, does Crystal, and cuts it to 8. The Kahu are going to need a couple of stops here. Here's Ashlyn Reen. Players in motion here. Whitaker kicks it out to Leonard. Oh, over the head, Kennedy Leonard. Oh, and then a lovely dummy. Lauren. Oh, she did the hard part.
She
just
did.
Beautifully, but then couldn't make the finish. There's Ledger Walker again. Trying to get something going for the Kahu. Can get that one to go though, and here come the Pouakai through O'Neill. Lovely find to Leonard. Didn't have to break out a stride there, Kennedy Leonard. She's up to 10 points, and the Pouakai lead by 10.
I forget you have that gather step now, so what looks like a travel isn't actually a travel because you have a gather step.
Certainly made the most of that gather step too.
Did she what?
Good pressure there on Amari Thomas. And a long three attempt from Ledger Walker. And then a foul by the Kahu. Just a couple of signs of frustration there, perhaps, that things aren't going their own way.
Yeah, definitely. This is a nice, comfortable lead at the moment for the Pouakai, but they just want to keep pushing here, extend a little bit more in this last end of this quarter.
6-second differential between game and shot clock. Olivia Neal looked to do it all herself. Couldn't get it to go. And now the Kahu can wind down the clock here. Shot clock is off. Here's Udaseki down low with Whitaker in front. Oh, nice follow. Oh, and then a block from behind Lauren Whitaker. What defense that was there. She was on Udaseki, then straight over.
It's been a block party tonight.
So 9.1 seconds here for the Kahu. Plenty of time to get a shot up and hopefully close this third quarter for them on a high note. Ledger Walker, they go to Thomas. Can't get that one to go, Amari Thomas. Can the Pouakai get something done? I think Lauren Whitaker says, let's just wind things down. And they do just that. So the Pouakai showing why they are the top team when it comes to the Rapid League. They've only had the one loss so far this season. They currently lead 24 points to 14 with a quarter to go. And as you said, Tess, it's been a bit of a block party.
It has. I've loved all this defensive intensity.
What are you seeing from Amari Thomas? Because we mentioned her early in the first half as well. Just a little quiet with the 2 points, 1 from 5. And yeah, Lauren Whitaker on the other side, that's partly the reason why.
Exactly. They're doing really good defense on her. And I think they've really worked on their screen defense, and they're kind of putting pressure not just on Amari but on the ball handler. So the ball handler coming off the screen is finding it hard to find Amari inside because she's got pressure on her as well. So they're doing well on the defense and disrupting Amari because, as you said, she's the leading scorer in the Tauihi League. So we know she can score.
I'm just looking at those blocks now. It's up to 3 for the Pouakai. 2 of them must have come in that third quarter. Ezra McGoldrick has 2. I don't think they've added Lauren Whitaker's one on just yet. And then Ashlyn Reen had 1 too. So I think they're actually up to 4, the Pouakai. A big part of the reason they've kept the Kahu to just 14 points, including just 2 in that third quarter. The Kahu 4 from 26 from the field. So they've actually had 4 more attempts than the Pouakai. They've made 6 less shots from the field. Here's Thomas. Might have heard me.
Yeah.
In the third quarter break. Doubles her tally. She's up to 4 points. The Kahu, they won't go away. They started that second quarter really well. Reen, really nice find. And then another nice pass from Hippolyte to McGoldrick in the corner.
That was just great offense.
That looked like a training drill. That was like a perfect set.
That did.
Udaseki now.
Oh my goodness.
The crowd loved that one. Ezra McGoldrick with her third swat of the afternoon. Here's the GJ Gardner Holmes replay. Udaseki with it. Not here.
Get that out of here.
Thomas now gets it out to Ledger Walker. Goldrick again with the switch. Thomas from deep. Oh, that was halfway down. Tied it up by Tini. Rangi and Ledger Walker from the Cowles car park. Wasn't far off either. Still, I believe the Kahu haven't hit a 3.
No.
Here's Reen. Oh, nice crossover right to left. Ashlyn Reen. Hippolyte. Oh,
Nice.
good find. Sebastian Nisbet left wide open. Pouakai now up by 13.
Yeah, they came out ready for this last quarter to put the foot on the throttle.
Thomas, Rangi. Here's Reen in front of Amari Thomas. And Amari Thomas starting to get going in this fourth quarter. He's got 4 points in the last 90 seconds, up to 6 points and a trip to the TAB to try and complete a 3-point play. And she does just that, Amari Thomas. Back to a 10-point lead for the Pouakai, 2:24 remaining. Hippolyte gets around Ledger Walker. Good help D there by Thomas, but then McGoldrick. What a game she's having on both sides of the court. Up to 12 points now.
Oh,
Oh.
couldn't get the block this time.
Amari Thomas. Well, this is perhaps a sign of things to come heading into Tauihi.
Yep.
She said, well, I'm going to start to ramp up here. It's up to 9 points now. She had just 2 in the first 3 quarters. And getting to the line too is Amari Thomas. And again, completes the 3-point play. She's averaging 25.3 points a game in Tauihi, 8.8 rebounds. First and second chance points. And what is the whistle here? It's a block, I believe. So Lauren Whitaker, that was a strong drive, and she'll be shooting 2 from the TAB. Bit of work for the young court wiper.
He did a good job.
Yeah. Makes the first as Lauren Whitaker up to 6 points. Been a strong showing from her in this Rapid League contest.
Yeah, definitely. And I think we'll be seeing a bit more of her in the Tauihi game with all of Kahu's size.
Yeah, we don't know yet around Natasha Mack's availability as well as Tauihi. It's coast to coast. Caught a finger in the eye there as well, Ileana Tauihi. And the Pouakai want to close this one out as O'Neill fires away from deep. Can't get it to go. 1:30 to play. Kahu down by 10. Need to go quick. Here's Tauihi. Needs to kick it back out.
Their first 3, no.
So It remains a 10-point ball game. And I think from here, the Pouakai will just use the clock wisely to their advantage.
Yeah, you want to take up as much time as possible. Not turn it over like that.
Now here come the Kahu through Rangi. Gets it to Tini. Now Uraseki with Whitaker in front. Oh, nice move, Ash Uraseki.
Yeah.
And rewarded. And just got a slight delay here. Subs are in. Ashlyn Reen will check back in for Ezra McGoldrick.
Yeah, might as well rest her for the on form. She's on form, so you want to keep her rested for the Tauihi game.
Full court pressure here on O'Neill by Tuiti. It's over half court though, around the back. Nisbet tries to get round Thomas, almost gets that shot to go. And here come the Kahu. They won't die wondering, the Northern Kahu. Will this be the first three to eat? Yes, it will.
Go.
And a Sky City player timeout, again called by Olivia O'Neill. She just wants to talk things through. It is all of a sudden, Tess, a 5-point ball game.
Oh, what?
I know you were getting ready for your post-game interviews thinking we're going to Pouakai win here, but just
my goodness,
take a breath. I know it was 10 points about 30 seconds ago, but we've had a 2 and a 3. And the Kahu are very much in it. And Ledger Walker back into the game too. Hippolyte, O'Neill, Whitaker, Nisbet and Reen on the floor for the Pouakai.
Oh man, this all of a sudden just got real.
Got a little bit tense. Here is Whitaker, straight back to Hippolyte. She'll go herself, Lauren Hippolyte, and that should ice the game. Lovely find by Lauren Whitaker. The two Laurens combined. And Thomas from deep. Oh, can't get that 3 to go. And Kahu caught with the hands in the cookie jar there. So Pouakai look like they're going to go 8 from 9 in Tauihi. Just rack up those single points to contribute to the overall Tauihi ladder. Kahu right to the end here. Shot clock is off. Good defensive pressure. Maybe a bit too much as O'Neill hits the deck. Gonna have a long conclusion here because, of course,
I know.
I don't believe you can. Is there team fouls that get you to the line in Rapid League? Don't believe there is. I don't think we've got to that scenario.
No.
So if the Kahu keep the intensity here and keep fouling, we shall see. Nisbet, O'Neill, Whitaker can put the icing on the cake. No, she can't. Reen tidies up. There is the hooter and the full-time whistle. Plenty of fight there in that fourth quarter by the Kahu. But it was the third quarter, really, where the Pouakai held the visitors to just 2 points, which has helped them through to a 36-29 win. Ezra McGoldrick top scoring for the Pouakai with 12. Kennedy Leonard had 10. On the other side, Amari Thomas with 10 points, 8 of them coming in the fourth quarter. Let's send it down to Tessa Boagney, who has Crystal Ledger-Walker.
All right, Crystal, the Rapid League game, how do you enjoy that? Do you think it prepares you for the Tauihi games?
Yeah, the Rapid League games are hard. I mean, it's, you know, 4-minute quarters of just straight up and back. There's not many stoppages, so yeah, it's tough. It's definitely a great warm-up for the main game, but yeah, obviously didn't want that result, so got a lot of work to do and turn around for this main game.
Yeah, and looking at this game, what do you guys think you're going to be working on for the Tauihi game coming up?
Yeah, this Tauihi game, I mean, we've got some new additions. Tess has come into our team, Panina's come back, so it's really about blending them into our group, and hopefully we can execute down the track and do better than our Rapid game.
Okay, well, good luck. And I've got Lauren Whitaker here with me. All right, Lauren, these rapid league games, going up against the likes of Amari Thomas, how cool is that for you, and how beneficial is it for you to be playing against the likes of these players?
Yeah, no, it's awesome going up against Thomas. I think she's really physical, so that really tests me, and I'm just grateful to kind of learn knowledge from her as an experienced player.
Yeah, and congrats on the win. How did you feel that went today? What were you guys working on in this game?
I think from last game we didn't probably have enough energy going into it, so I think just bringing the energy together, playing as a team. We knew Thomas was going to go try score, crash board, so kind of just taking her out the game to hopefully get the win, and we came out with it today. So
congrats and good luck for the next game.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thoughts there of Crystal Ledger-Walker and Lauren Whitaker. Pouakai, we just keep on rolling in the Sky Broadband Rapid League. 36-29. They've taken this one out. Just looking at the box scores there. Tessa joins me back in commentary. Credit to Lauren, she held her own. Like Amari Thomas, I know we've mentioned a lot, is the top point scorer in the Tauihi League, and up until that fourth quarter held to just 2 points. Yes, the Kahu came hard in that fourth quarter, but to that point they really shut her down.
Absolutely, and as Lauren said, that was their plan from the beginning to limit Amari scoring, and they did, and for 3 and a bit quarters they did that really, really well, and that is, I would say, why they won that game, because she didn't go off until right at the end.
And some thinking now for Pouakai coach Josh Thompson in terms of minutes for Lauren, and we wait to see as well if Natasha Mack will suit up for the Pouakai in Tauihi. The crowd are loving it here at Cowles Stadium in Christchurch. Not long now until the Tauihi contest. The Kahu have won the previous 2 meetings this season, but now we're back in the Garden City in Ōtautahi, Christchurch. Can the Pouakai add a Tauihi win to their Rapid League win? We will find out very shortly. Go put a cuppa on, and we'll take a short break here on Sky Sport. Come back around 3 o'clock for this Tauihi clash between the Recruitment Network Mainland Pouakai and the Northern Kahu.
What's the thinking order now? I only have one.
Over the neighbours, he's got better players at the second tier. They've got other players too.
Right.
They don't have as good players in the main game.
Right.
I think
Dalton's pretty amazing though. Dalton's pretty amazing. She's just down the school.
should be about 22.
Oh, okay. And it looks really done.
The advantage is that we know all the numbers, you know, and that's what we do.
So these matches will last 8 hours. So I leave it sitting on top of there. Pointing that way, it shouldn't come up here.
I don't know, yeah. Yeah. I didn't see it. If you can find it out and let me know, then I'll give you a shout out on TV.
I've already asked Jackson, I'm so sick of hearing. Listen to him, he's put something out. I know where it is.
Sharon. Apparently it should have made back. Kiss is my sauce. Yeah. I don't think it's fine, but...
I mean, she might not play well. She's going to try. You might have to get them out yet. They've asked me.
They don't understand how long it takes.
I know. I was like, I can't run. I'm not going to run. So I'm there down one end. So.
Yeah, it's like this.
Yeah.
I mean, it ain't very as well.
Exactly.
say I'm fortunate to still be joined by Tessa Blakely after she was asked to play today.
Got about a minute. So it's 22, 7 and 11. Test match and 11 assists. Welcome in to Cowles Stadium in Aotearoa, Christchurch. Time for some Tauihi Aotearoa basketball action between the Mainland Pouakai and the Northern Kahu from Cowles Stadium. I'm Nick Bewley, joined as always here by Tessa Blakely. Tessa, we've just seen another Pouakai win in the Rapid League. They're absolutely flying in that competition, but what's going to be key for the Pouakai to turn things around in Tauihi, because it's been a lot tougher? 2 wins from 8 so far.
Yeah, I think, you know, they've just been a bit injury laden, and they just haven't had that spark and that team cohesion and chemistry, I think, that they need to get the win, and that some of the other teams have. So it's good to have Kennedy Leonard back, as we've had her for a couple games now, and hopefully Sian's, you know, a little bit better with her injury, and Matt, hopefully she can play a lot more minutes than she did in the last game, and yeah, and just maybe having a bit more team cohesion and getting some good shots. Well,
speaking of team cohesion, it didn't take long for Tess Madgen to find that cohesion on debut for the BNZ Northern Kahu. As we take a look at the ladder, the Kahu can take top spot with a win here. They're 2 points down on the Queens, but that would take them back to top and 22 points. The Pouakai, well, 3 points for them, and they can start edging closer to the Hoiho. And of course, it's just final 4, so one team will miss out for the final 4 in Porirua. But just on Tess Madgen, the Australian Opals captain, comes in 22 points, 7 rebounds, 11 assists, dominant on debut.
Absolutely, and I mean, what do we expect? She is an absolute class player, and she's played in elite. She's played in the WNBA. She's, as you said, the Opals captain. Opals are one of the top teams in the world, so she's such an awesome player to have here in this league. I think we're all lucky. All the players are lucky to play against her. We're lucky to be able to watch her. It's awesome. I'm
looking forward to it. After this one, as we head into next week in Tauihi, the Fire and the Queens in Tauranga, the Hoiho and the Pouakai, another Southern Derby at the Edgar Centre in Dunedin next Friday. And then a quick turnaround for the Pouakai to come back here to Cowles Stadium in Christchurch to host the Fire. BNZ Northern Kahu starting 5, Leach, Madgen, Reid, Tini and Penina Davidson. They are coached by Jodie Cameron. Jodie, you've played the Pouakai twice before and got 2 wins, so what's key for getting the sweep this afternoon?
Just our consistency. You know, we play well against these guys and we sort of turn up. And then, you know, making sure that we just build on whatever we've in the past games that we've had, and, you know, dominating the boards is going to be a key factor against the Pouakai.
Tess Madgen just slotted in seamlessly on Thursday with a big debut. What can we expect from her this afternoon? More of the same?
Oh, definitely more of the same. You know, it's just a class act, and she just brings great leadership. So the girls are able to play around and off that and build on that leadership, and then she really demands a high standard. So I'm seeing the best come out of our players, which is what we want.
Good luck this afternoon.
Thank you.
for the Recruitment Network Mainland Pouakai. Change to their starting lineup. In fact, a couple since that game on Friday night. Jasmine Dickey, Kavana Lini, Millie Knight, Shana Rabati and Natasha Mack. They are coached by Josh Thompson. Oh, Coach, you've played the Kahu twice and they've got the better of you on those occasions. What's key for your team this afternoon to change the ledger?
Oh, I think just sticking to our plan, you know, with Penina and Thomas, but the addition of Tessa and Magin is huge for them, so we've got to worry about her as well. But overall, their team is pretty good. They're good across the board. We just need to stick to our game plan, and hopefully that works. So we'll see how that goes tonight. It's
a quick turnaround from Friday. How is the squad? Can you give us a bit of an update?
Yeah, no, it was quite a physical battle against the Queens. Obviously, Hedemaya's out with a shoulder injury. She picked it up on Friday, so we're going to rest her tonight. But we get Shan back, which is huge. You know, she was a big loss for us on Friday. So hopefully she brings her dynamic shooting and her just physical presence on the court this afternoon. So looking forward to having her back.
Looking forward to seeing the game go well. So as Josh mentioned there, no Kendall Hedemaya this afternoon. Shan Rabati under a bit of a cloud. Natasha Mack under a bit of a cloud. We could see Lauren Whitaker get some pretty decent minutes, and we saw her, she was sensational and rapidly containing for a large part Amari Thomas.
Oh, absolutely, and I think it's almost a good thing. I think she deserves more minutes. She's a really good player, and she's strong, and she plays above her years, so this could be a good chance for her.
We have the two leading point scorers in Tauihi in action this afternoon. Amari Thomas, 25.3 points a game. Jasmine Dickey has been coming off the bench, gets a spot start this afternoon. 23.3 points a game, and in fact the last time these two sides met, Jasmine Dickey set a Pouakai record. 33 points wasn't enough to get the job done. As mentioned, the Kahu and the Pouakai have played each other twice so far. The first meeting 78-64 to the Kahu, the second meeting 99-87 to the Kahu as well, and on both of those occasions Amari Thomas flourished. 21-10 on the first one, 27-7 in the second. How do you slow her down? We saw a bit of it in the Rapid League, but it's easier said than done, isn't it? Because then she just scored 9 points or whatever it was in the fourth quarter of the Rapid League.
Absolutely. It's as I said in the Rapid League game, it's not just stopping her, it's stopping the people passing it into her. So making sure we're pressuring the guards and the people that are feeding her so they can't see her very well, and a bit dubious is passing it into her. So it'll take a team effort for the Pouakai to stop her, but then you stop her and you've still got Penina Davidson, Tess Magin, Tarari, Crystal Ledger-Walker, and the whole rest of the team to stop.
And I know Talia Tupaia as well, who's injured. That's probably the one thing I'm curious about with the Kahu. So many star players, but how do they all get their touches?
Exactly.
It's going to be one. Well, obviously it was no issue the other night. They beat the Fire comfortably, but one to watch as we get deeper into the season. There's Davidson and Mack ready to get this underway. Hamish Dale, Regan Ashley and Tony Lee Smith-Hunwick are our refereeing crew. And a fast start by the Pouakai, and Kavana Lenny with a bucket inside 3 seconds.
Yes, Kavana. Oh, I love to see that young player she just got called up. She wasn't even meant to be playing in this game at all, but Kendall was a late removal from the game, and she's scored the first points.
Immediate response by Penina Davidson. I was just about to say, we get a PSR, player status report, the day before. Just said Kavana Lenny not selected.
Yeah.
And three seconds into the game, just got a first bucket. It's an explosive offensive start. 3 buckets in 34 seconds. Jasmine Dickey with the 2. Here's Jason Tini. And here's our first sighting of Tess Magin with the ball. And a double team on the Opals captain. Tini fires away from 3. Oh, what a hot start this is, Tessa.
Oh my goodness.
They don't shoot a high volume of threes, the Kahu. Around 19 attempts from deep per game. Is a long 2 attempt there from Dickey as Australia. First miss of the game. Kahu, an early lead. Here is Magin. Robati in front. Just caught with a bit of contact there, Rabati. It's the GJ Gardner-Holmes replay. There's the first bucket, Tessa. You were pumped.
I was. I've coached Kavana, and I just love her as a player, so I'm very happy to see her get some points.
She's now going to take a seat as we see Kennedy Leonard into the contest. Leads the Tauihi League in assists, 10 assists a game. Ezra McGoldrick into the fray as well. Led all scorers in the Rapid League game. Good pressure on Madgen, but a lovely find eventually to Davidson down low. Penina Davidson with 4 quick points. Good screen there by Mack. Pick and roll action. Nothing wrong with her back there, Natasha Mack.
Not at all. And a great find from Leonard.
Really high quality start to this one. 2 minutes in. Kahu leading 7-6 as a lane opens up for Penina Davidson. She doesn't need a second invitation. She's got 6 points now as Dickey fires away. Long rebound for Mack. Natasha Mack, well, it's a battle of the bigs. Tessie, you'll be loving this.
God, I am absolutely loving it. Love to see all the points scored inside.
It's certainly where the Kahu have flourished this season. They lead the league in field goal percentage. Amari Thomas, the best field goal percentage from an individual, the 60s. A lot of that is in the paint. We get to see Amari Thomas, of course, playing in Rapid League. She'll certainly get some big minutes at some stages. Madgen lets rip. Oh, that is a smooth jumper.
Absolutely silky smooth.
The 3-point threat here of the Kahu. Oh, lovely cut. Dickey, but then can't get the shot to go. Gets her own rebound though, Jasmine Dickey, and then a foul on Madgen and a trip to the TAB.
Sneaky little cut on the baseline there behind the defender.
One thing I've really admired about Dickey's game though is if she does miss those layups, she's right up there immediately. Her offensive rebounding for a guard, you know, she hangs in the air and uses her strength and makes the first from the TAB. You can join the TAB, deposit $10, a free $50 bonus bet as Dickey splits the two from the TAB line. These two teams certainly capable of scoring, and we're seeing it early. 12-9, Kahu lead. Great ball movement. They get it back to Madgen. Finds Davidson in the corner. Just catches Mack in the air. Looked like a fair bit of ball, but perhaps a little bit of hands. And a trip to the TAB line now for Penina Davidson. And that's 2 early fouls on Natasha Mack, and she'll take a seat.
So now we get to see Lauren come into the game a little bit earlier than expected, probably.
Rolls around and out. That one from Penina Davidson. First game between these two teams earlier in the season had 14 and 14. See Amari Thomas come past us here. Oh, lovely move from Leonard to Whitaker.
Oh.
We saw that connection in Rapid League. There's some good chemistry there.
Absolutely.
Cuts the Kahu lead to 2. They go back to Davidson once more. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Good work by Whitaker, the youngster. Rebound though, Terari. Dickey all over Madgen. Enjoy this matchup. Lovely find. Just a little long the 3. Davidson though.
Just goes straight to Penina.
Bobbles around eventually. It's going to be Pouakai possession. And Amari Thomas checks in. Jason Tini. This is where we see the Twin Towers, if you will, Davidson
Yep.
and Thomas.
Very
And to
formidable.
counter, McGoldrick and young Lauren Whitaker. Rabati as well as Dickey. She likes that mid-range.
She loves that mid-range. She's got a beautiful shot too.
Tied ball game, 13 apiece. Dickey up to 5 points. As I mentioned, had that, still remains Pouakai all-time record 33 against the Kahu. Bit of bully ball there down low, Amari Thomas.
Yeah, got the elbows out and firing.
Now McGoldrick wants some. Lovely move there. Stops props and puts it up and in.
She's so good at that stop, turn, fade away kind of jump shot right in the middle of the key, and it works almost every time for her.
15 apiece. They try and find Thomas once more. Well read there by Sean Rabati. Just punch and counter punch at the moment, isn't it? 15 apiece. Real high scoring first quarter, and we're only halfway through it.
It is awesome basketball to watch.
And that's going to count. Well, Pouakai players seemed a little unsure. They're having a word to one of the officials, Regan Ashley.
That's 2 early fouls on Sean Robati too.
Yeah.
So
2 on Mac, 2 on Rabati.
not a great start in the foul count for the Pouakai.
Penina Davidson is just going to work. She's already up to 10 points. The Kahu have a 3-point lead. It'll be the nature of the fouls too that is concerning Penina Davidson, right up there too with in terms of free throw shooting percentage. Pouakai look to get to their set. And it's a moving screen. Lauren Whitaker,
Yeah,
she knew it.
She knew she'd done that. Oh, wow.
That's her first.
I forget you have 6 now, so 2's not as scary as it would have been if it was still 5 fouls, but
Defense chant rings around Cowles Stadium. Here's Tiriri. Tape on that left leg. Thomas. They are just
oh my goodness, how many
eating it
free
up.
throws? They are first in free throws attempted a game, and they average like 28 or something. But they're well on their way to that already.
And they've thrown different players at Thomas and Davidson. That was Nisbet who picked up the foul there. We saw Mac, Rabati, Whitaker. And that one's not going to count. Redo for whatever reason.
Basket made, Regan.
And there was just clarification on the score.
Also, I thought that was on Subasa Nisbet, but that was actually on Lauren Whitaker, so that's 2 for her.
Yeah, okay. 2 for Whitaker, 2 for Rabati, and 2 for Mac.
That is not ideal for Pouakai at all.
A bit of trouble there. Gonna have to negotiate. Pouakai coach Josh Thompson, headaches for him. This Big's in a bit of early foul trouble as that one's a little short from Dickey. Here come Kahu through Thompson. Madgen in motion.
Oh, that looks good.
Almost poetry in motion there. Just Madgen. This is the 3. Leonard, lovely find to Dickey, but then it just slips out of her grasp.
That was beautiful. If that had worked out, that would have been so nice.
The vision there of Kennedy Leonard, but then a complete miscommunication here. I don't know how you leave the Opals captain wide open. Well, that's just what happened, and now a timeout called.
Yeah, definitely call a timeout after that.
Let's have a look on the GJ Gardner Holmes replay. Not going to pick it up. It was so quick. Our cameraman missed it. Imagine she just made her way down to the 3-point spot and then had no one in front of her, and it was an easy find. So after it was 15 all, the Kahu have gone on an 8-0 run.
In just about a minute.
Yeah. 23 points to 15. All our stats courtesy of our partner, the TAB. And it's probably, for Coach Thompson, Tessa, a combination of the fouls and the miscommunication there defensively that's front of mind.
Absolutely. I think the fouls, especially since it's on our two biggest players, and we need our big players to defend their big players. But also the miscommunication, as you said, the test matches should never be left open. That should be the first assignment to pick up, because you know she can shoot the three and she can pass really well. So on transition, she's number one priority every single time.
Dickey, Leonard, McGoldrick, Nisbet and Whitaker on the floor for the home team. The Pouakai, Imagine, Thomas Reid, Davidson and Ledger Walker for the BNZ Northern Kahu. We're looking to go back to the top of the table to win here this afternoon. Pouakai get to their set here. Whitaker with it. Good pressure. And nice deflection there, Crystal Ledger Walker. So that eats up 13 seconds of the shot clock. 11 remain. Trying to get it to Leonard. Ledger Walker's done a brilliant job. Whitaker tries to thread the needle, gets it back somehow. Good hustle there. Gonna have to get a shot up. They weren't aware.
Great defensive pressure by the Kahu there. You always feel a team victory when you force a 24-second shot clock violation.
It's just dried up a little offensively for the Pouakai. A wee while since their last bucket after that red hot start by both teams. It's the Kahu who have the momentum at the moment as that shot just hangs on the rim but doesn't fall in for Magin. The Pouakai respond here. Hippolyte, oh, wasn't far away. Great find again by Kennedy Leonard. Every Kahu player touches the ball there, one by one. And then a whistle and a foul. It's going to go against Lauren Hippolyte.
Yeah, great
and
ball
they're
movement.
into the bonus.
Oh my goodness.
So it's something else for the Pouakai now to contemplate with 2:54 to go in the first. As you mentioned, Tessa, one of the best free throw shooting teams, if not the best in the competition, the Northern Kahu. Imagine makes the first from the TAB. She's up to 6 points. An interesting decision here by the Pouakai. They're going to bring Mack back in a second as Davidson tidies up.
Got to box her out.
So this is an 11-0 run now for the Northern Kahu. We'll go to Leonard. Will she do it herself? Kennedy Leonard. And she gets the whistle, and she'll head to the TAB. We were mentioning in the Rapid League contest, she was starting to get her three-point shooting up. She's so pass-first orientated, but you could sense there having, some of her finds were brilliant, but the buckets haven't been flowing, so she just said, I'll take it from here.
Absolutely. It's what a great floor general and leader does. They have to take it on themselves if the offense isn't working.
Makes the first. Does Kennedy Leonard. That was her first shot attempt. Makes both free throws from the TAB. Cuts it to 9. The Kahu lead with 2:30 to play in this first quarter. A real battle. The Kahu have just gone up a gear in the last couple of minutes, but a good stop there. Now the Pouakai playing with pace. Goldrick tries to get him between a couple of Kahu bodies.
Draws the foul.
And gets a trip to the line. That might be 2 on Tessa Magin. The call's on Tierra Reid. They've gone either way.
I said they've also adjusted the foul, so Lauren Whitaker now only has 1, and they've put the other foul on Subasa Nisbet.
Makes them both, does McGoldrick. So back to 7. The Kahu lead. It's Tera Reid. Ledger Walker doesn't mind it from deep. Oh. Well, they're not a noted three-point shooting team, Tessa, but they've made 3 of them in this first quarter. Here's Whitaker now from the elbow. Can't get that one to roll and tied it up by Davidson. Davidson tries to connect with Thomas. Deflected out of bounds by Mack. 13 seconds on the shot clock for the Kahu. Good hands there by Whitaker. Bit of chat happening under the hoop. Tera Reid unhappy with some sort of call. Now there's even more confusion. I think that wasn't a foul. It was, no, in fact it was. Well, they seemed to signal that it was out of bounds, but in fact, no. Eventually, I think we're going to end up with 2 free throw attempts here from Tera Reid.
And that was on Lauren Hippolyte. The foul.
Okay. After all that, the Kahu lead by 11. 1:27 to play. Work to do for the Pouakai. What can Kennedy Leonard do here? Oh, what a pass. Lauren to Lauren.
That is her shot in the
Hippolyte
corner.
with a 3. It was great knowledge there from Lauren Whitaker to know that Lauren Hippolyte would be there. It was collected and passed in one motion. Young big for the Pouakai is Thomas now with a response. They're on fire from 3, the Kahu. 33-point first quarter. They might not be done yet, but Lauren Whitaker has back-to-back buckets and a trip to the TAB. Lauren Hippolyte's season high did come against the Kahu. That was in the first game between these two teams. She had 19 points and she caught fire from 3 on that occasion.
I was about to say, she was hot from the 3-point line then.
Can't complete the 3-point play, but Whitaker with the contest on the rebound. Ledger Walker tips it back. Need to be aware again of timing here. Leonard. Thought Whitaker was going to fire it up there. Goes around. Lovely move by the youngster.
Great move by Lauren Whitaker. And she can shoot it from the 3 too, so they have to respect that. That was a great move.
It's about an 8-second differential between game and shot clock here. Imagine down low. Hippolyte does well though, and then the help D from Dickey. She can't believe the call. Coach Thompson's happy with the defensive intensity, but another trip to the TAB awaits the Kahu. They've had 8 attempts in this first quarter, and here come attempts 9 and 10.
Is it just me, or has this quarter felt like it's gone on forever? I think it's because of all the fouls.
The fouls,
and
the free throw
shooting.
attempts. Bit of confusion around some of the calls or who the fouls are on. Yeah.
I thought it was half time. And the score too.
Yeah, and the score. Yeah, you're absolutely right. 34-26. Shot clock is off, so this should be the final possession. Almost evades Dickey. Mack with it now. Leonard, will she just fire? Yes, she will. Wasn't far away. Whitaker contests, but tied it up by Tamilo, who just came onto the court. And what a first quarter we've had. 60 points in all. It's been frenetic. But it's the Northern Kahu who lead by 8. 34 points to 26.
I don't know, I think somewhere I don't know the percentage, I just said they average 19 attempts a game, but it was like at least the lowest percentage would be 5 attempts.
Welcome back to Cowles Stadium in Christchurch, Sunday afternoon, Tauihi Basketball. Perhaps after this, $25 large pepperoni pizzas on the way at the Bewley household with the online code PASS. Deep in the box score here, Tessa. And the one that jumped out to me, the fouls. 9 fouls in that first quarter. You were saying off here, it felt like a long first quarter. I think it went for all of about 24 minutes.
Yeah, that was a lot. 9 fouls for the Pouakai and 4 for the Kahu, so 13 fouls overall. The whole quarter.
More than 1 a minute.
Yeah.
A lot of points in the paint too is Tamilo. Some nice little jumper there. Tall Ferns experience now at the Asia Cup. Carrying that through to Tauihi as Davidson tried to attempt an intercept there. Got to get it. A long 2 attempt. Goes awry from Dickey, but then makes up for it. Jasmine Dickey. God, she hustles.
That is hustle. That's what you want to show all the kids coming and playing basketball. That is the hustle you want.
Pouakai get a stop after that bucket as well. And then a smart foul there from Ledger Walker. She could sense the fast break coming.
They had Jasmine Dickey and Lauren Hippolyte all the way down the other end of the court already.
Three-point shooting, 2 of the Northern Kahu. 4 from 6 in that first quarter. Just the 1-3 from the Pouakai. That was Lauren Hippolyte rather late in that left corner that Sean Rabati finds herself in now. Oh, what a find that is. Kennedy Leonard just can't get that 3 to go. Well tidied up there by Tamilo. Ledger Walker just slows things down a touch. Get it over to new import Tess Madgen. Oh,
there she is. She was
Ezra McGoldrick.
She was on fire in the Rapid League. Had a block party.
Yeah.
She's just started it up again now.
Well, she had 4 blocks in Rapid League. That's her first of the day. A couple of tall ferns coming head to head there. Now Benita Davidson, oh what a shot that is, up and over and in. She's having herself a day. 14 points already early in the second quarter. Kennedy Leonard, ball bounced through her legs, somehow holds on to it, tries to find McGoldrick, and a turnover by the Pouakai. There's another thing that jumped out at me too. Tessa got 1 turnover by the Kahu in that first quarter.
Wow, that's impressive. That shows their experience though, and the caliber of players they have to look after that ball.
Tess Madgen with 3 assists in that first quarter to go along with 7 points. has it now. Imagine back to Reed. And now Tamilo from 20 feet. Just a little long on that one. And Leonard tidies up. Here come the Pouakai. Again, the Goldrick. Gets downhill quick, doesn't she?
She definitely does. She's mad at herself for not finishing that.
Earns herself a trip to the TAB. Samari Thomas checks back in for Victoria Tamilu. Makes the first. The Goldrick up to 5 points. And the second as well. 7 scorers in all for Pouakai. 7 as well for the Kahu, but a lot of it going through Penina Davidson and Amari Thomas, who's now into double figures too. She's got 10. Not happy with that call, Terere, to say the least.
Not at all.
It's good defensive intensity. It was last touched by Reed. It's the interpretation of the officials anyway, and Pouakai will stay with it with 14 on the shot clock. Down by 10. Dickey. Little shimmy, mid-range, and evades Davidson, so it'll stay with the Pouakai. I know she likes that mid-range shot, Dickey, but I know you've said in previous calls it's also one of the worst shots in the game.
It really is. You either want a 3 with the extra points, or to get right under the hoop, which is a way more high percentage shot than the mid-range shot. Unless you're certified bucket from the mid-range.
Yeah, unless you're Corey Webster and that's your 20-footer. You love that shot, but yeah, it's a curious one. Dickey though, the leading scorer for the Pouakai. So who am I to tell her what to do and not to do?
Exactly.
It's up to 9 points. Penina Davidson though, just racking them up in twos from the paint. She's up to 16 as they find McGoldrick in the corner. The Pouakai not far away. Good tidy from Lauren Whitaker. And a jump ball. Great work down low by Crystal Ledger-Walker.
Yeah, she's good at getting her hands into getting the ball.
So to stay with the Pouakai. Feels like the margin has just been between 8 and 10. A fair amount of this second quarter. Kahu led 34-26 at quarter time. They find Hippolyte. Can't make that one. Lauren Hippolyte with threes. Just a little off so far by the Pouakai. Do lead the league in 3-point percentage. And there's our first turnover, I believe, of the afternoon for the Kahu. It's not quite on the same page there. Ledger-Walker, see you go, my bad.
Oh, that was risky.
Leonard does well in traffic. 2 Kahu players tracking that pass. Rabati now. Good hands. Davidson. Those Pouakai turnovers starting to rack up a little.
Yeah, that's what's hurting them at the moment.
Good D here. On Leach, excuse me. Again, you just don't have an answer down low for Thomas and Davidson. Combined, they have 28 to the Kahu's 44 points. But that'll help. Ezra McGoldrick for 3.
Yeah, Pouakai really need to have a little kumbaya about what they're going to do.
Well, you mentioned pre-game part of it. Oh, what a shot that is. Ledger-Walker, I'll hold that thought. Those are well beyond the arc. So Leonard flings it down to Rabati, then finds Leonard. Lovely drive and find from Rabati. We mentioned pre-game, part of stopping Thomas and Davidson starts with who's passing it in.
Exactly.
But I feel like we haven't quite seen that as Ledger Walker just finds Davidson there. And a rear miss, but then a tidy. Oh, but what a block that is. Natasha Mack, need plenty more of that. The Pouakai.
Absolutely.
Mabati, Leonard now as they slow things down.
Oh,
wasn't
that
far
would have
away.
been nice for them.
Kahu coach Jodie Cameron wants a timeout. They'll play on to this point. Ledger Walker. Here we go again with Thomas. The double team comes from Leonard. And she has to scoot all the way over.
Oh, another block.
And another block. That's 2 in about a minute from Natasha Mack. And this timeout for the Kahu will come now as you see Coach Cameron reach for her whiteboard. The Kahu still with a 10-point lead.
Yeah, they've got that 10-point buffer that the Pouakai just can't really get it break right now.
Plenty to discuss and analyse on the games this week. We have it all on Sal's Hoop Heads Wednesday nights at 8. Let's see Crystal Ledger Walker, who's in the game this afternoon, joining the crew.
Yeah. Awesome to see her on there.
She's been right up there this season in terms of assists. Hasn't had a miss either this afternoon. Crystal Ledger Walker. 6 points, a couple of threes, perfect from deep, and 3 assists as well. I'm sure she's enjoying the, maybe taking off a little bit of responsibility in terms of court direction and facilitation. Tess Madgen, 11 assists on debut.
Absolutely.
She's already up to 4 assists in this one.
Yeah, absolutely. That'll take off just a bit of the pressure for her. It means that they can share it and she can focus more on her offensive game, and we've seen that today. She's getting the right shots and taking them.
Shooting at a 60% clip from the field, the Northern Kahu, 18 from 30, 5 from 7 from 3.
71%.
71%. In fact, the lowest percentage of the lot is the free throws. You don't see that all too often, 60%. Oh, somehow that doesn't go in from Davidson. And again, that was a lovely find from Ledger Walker from the inbound. So the Pouakai needs something here, and they go to Dickey. How has she got that up? And where was the call?
That was definitely a foul. I don't know how she made that.
Cuts it to 8. So can the Pouakai get back-to-back stops? Dickey providing a nuisance to Tess Madgen, but they get it again. Down low to Thomas. And now back to Ledger Walker. That's her first miss from 3.
That was bold helping off of her too. I don't know if I would leave her open right now.
She hadn't missed until then. So can the Pouakai go back-to-back and eat into this lead? Whitaker pushes off Davidson.
Oh, almost. And
nice rebound, Jasmine Dickey. She'll try and get a shot up high off the glass. Doesn't go. Casual there by Mari Thomas. Oh, and then what a read from Whitaker, and then a spin and an easy 2 and another timeout. Jodie Cameron's seen enough of that.
Happy.
90 seconds, not happy at all.
I just love the intensity that Jasmine Dickey brings. She hustles so hard.
There's that first 2. Their arms up in the air. The offensive rebounding, the second chance, third chance points there for the Pouakai. Help them cut it to 6. Jasmine Dickey's up to 13 points. McGoldrick with 9. Jodie Cameron, the Kahu coach, deep in conversation there with her team. Is it boxing out? Is that the simple message, do you think, Tessa? What will Jodie Cameron be discussing?
We'll look after it. They went from having 0 turnovers, and then they've turned it over a few times in the last couple minutes. Box out, and just they're a bit lackadaisical and casual then. You know, you're only up by 6 now. You haven't won this game yet. There's still a whole half and 3 minutes to go. So
yeah, just
don't let up.
Yeah, Well, I think they have been a little guilty of that. Just taking the foot off ever so slightly. 34 points in that first quarter, just 13 thus far in the second, still holding a lead. It's been good response by the Pouakai. As Ledger Walker brings it up, finds Madgen. Reed with it now, McGoldrick in her face. There's Dickey and Madgen again. Great matchup this one. And an offensive foul. That one's going to go on Penina Davidson. Moving screen.
That whole possession, all I did was watch Jasmine Dickey's defense. She is unreal. Unreal.
She's just so locked in.
Just a menace.
I feel like she'd just compete over like everything. Cards, basketball, just you name it. She wants to win.
Absolutely. You love those kind of players, especially when they're on your team.
Whitaker straight back to Rabati. Tries to fashion something, Shana Rabati. Can't do so. It's been a tough day at the office so far for Shana Rabati. Still yet to score after those couple of early fouls. And now a third foul. Just leaning in ever so slightly. And Amari Thomas will have another trip to the TAB, shooting 2. Let's take a look at the GJ Gardner-Holmes replay.
Yeah, her hands were just kind of there, so they kind of hit her, I think is what happened.
More free throws for the Kahu. Missed there from Thomas, I mentioned that. That's the one part of the game for all the attempts. That's 6 from 11 now. Yeah. Make that 7 from 12, and you're shooting at 62% from 3 and 56% from the floor. You'd think you'll be going a bit better at the TAB, but nonetheless.
Can't be good at everything.
What a move, Kennedy Leonard. Seems to have half a second extra time to make decisions. Pouakai now, just 5 points away. Seem to have moved up a gear defensively, led by their import Jasmine Dickey, who just continues to pester Tess Madgen. Oh, but Crystal Ledger Walker.
Oh, she's having a game.
3 threes now, just the one miss. Kennedy Leonard says, I'll have some of that. Got ourselves a 3-point contest. Real high scoring affair at Cowles Stadium, 51-46. Just a little over a minute to play in this first half. As Madgen tries to go along the baseline, just to fashion a pass out to Reed. Nice drive, Tara Reed. And then Lauren Whitaker just sort of spikes it.
No one's getting this.
Pulls it in. Take a look at the 3 again from Kennedy Leonard. Found her stroke in that Rapid League game. A couple of threes. That has continued through to Tauihi. As Crystal Ledger Walker gets a well-earned break. Great first half from her. 3 from 4 from deep as McGoldrick slips. Madgen spotted it, found Reed. Lovely ball movement again as Amari Thomas with the dagger.
Their 3-point shooting right now is unreal. When we were just saying in the Rapid League that they weren't much of a 3-point shooting team.
It's back up to 70%, 7 from 10. Oh, somehow doesn't fall, but again it's Jasmine Dickey fighting down low. Gets it back again, and this time a whistle and a foul.
Penina Davidson is not happy that the team did not secure one of those rebounds.
Well, out of the 4 players under the hoop there, Jasmine Dickey is the shortest.
Yeah, absolutely, and she somehow managed to get it every time.
Phenomenal. Work rate, never say die attitude. As you said, Tessa, it's what every player you want to play with, but you hate to play against.
Absolutely hate to play against.
Cuts it to 7. Jasmine Dickey has 14 points. Make that 15. Up to 6 rebounds as well. The leading rebounder for the Pouakai. About a 6-second differential here between game and shot clock. That pass just a little too much from Magin. Frustrated. So the Pouakai will have a last chance here. They're down 6. Leonard with it. Max sets the screen. Wanted the pick and roll there. Just a little off Leonard and Mac on that occasion. So it remains with the Kahu 54-48 at the break. The BNZ Kahu. It's been the Davidson and Thomas show, both with 16 points apiece. On the other side, Jasmine Dickey's been getting it done with 15 points. Let's throw it down to Tessa, who's got Panina Davidson.
All right, Panina, pretty decent first half for you guys, but what are you wanting to work on going into the second half?
We need to start accumulating some stops and some rebounds, and then hopefully start breaking away through that.
And having your full team here now for the first time ever, how does that feel? Do you feel the chemistry's there, or is something to work on?
Chemistry is already there, but how exciting that we can keep working on it at the end of season, right? So I feel like we had like a pre-season, and now it's finally coming together, and then we'll just keep working on it.
All right, good luck for the second half.
Panina Davidson there with Tessa Boyagni. 16 points in that first half for Davidson, 7 from 13 from the floor, along with 4 rebounds, an assist and a steal. And according to the box score, played every single minute of that first half. Panina Davidson, her and Amari Thomas, as mentioned, both have 16 points. They're a big reason as to why the visiting Northern Kahu lead at half-time. 54 points to 48. We'll take a short break here on Sky Sport. On the other side, the second half. Cool. Okay. Okay. Amari Thomas hasn't missed. Amari Thomas hasn't missed. Her only miss was a free throw. Welcome back to Cowles Stadium in Christchurch as we take a look inside the Mainland Pouakai dressing room. Coach Josh Thompson going through a few half-time messages with his team down by 6. Tessa, it's just been an incredible shooting display by the Northern Kahu to have them only 6 points ahead. It could have been more if they'd got a few more free throws, but let's start with Amari Thomas. 6 from 6 from the field, including 2 threes. He's got 16 points. Vanina Davidson 2 with 16 as we take a look at the top scorers. Both of them have just been sensational and unstoppable.
Oh, absolutely. And we knew coming into this game the Pouakai are going to struggle with the size, and it's been evident already. But I mean, to be only 6 down, they're right in it and not doing too bad. I
think that would be the message from Coach Thompson on the Pouakai side, because I just don't think the Kahu are going to continue to shoot 70% from 3.
No, there's no way.
I know Ledger Walker's been a huge part of that too. It's 3 from 4. As mentioned, Amari Thomas hasn't missed. She's 2 from 2 from deep, and Tess Madgen with 1 from 2 as well. What's key for the Pouakai? What did you see particularly in that second quarter that they were able to counter some of what the Kahu have been able to do successfully offensively?
Yeah, I think just their aggressiveness, and take a bit of Jasmine Dickey, for example. Just everyone be like her, really. She's absolutely going for it on the defense and the offense, the offensive rebounds, and just keep on going. But I think, honestly, they're not doing too bad. I mean, they've scored 48 points. Yeah. It's not like they're not doing well. The Kahu right now are just unstoppable. They just, as you said, you can't keep shooting like that. There's no way you're going. I mean, they could.
They could.
I don't want to say there's no way, but it's very unlikely that a team is going to keep shooting that well for another 20 minutes.
Conversely, on the Kahu side, I feel like Jodie Cameron was saying, can you please stop allowing Jasmine Dickey to get these offensive rebounds? She had 4 in the first half, 4 of her 5 rebounds on the offensive glass.
Yeah, exactly. And I think another big thing is fouling. Both teams have been to the free throw line quite a bit. So limiting those fouls, limiting the chances at the free throw line, because those are just easy points, except for Kahu at the moment, who can't really shoot free throws.
Yeah, 7 from 12 from the TAB stripe for the Kahu, 58% clip. Conversely, the Pouakai going at 81%, 9 from 11. Of course, both teams desperate to get to the Final 4, the 9th and 10th of September in Aotearoa. It's very likely we'll see the Northern Kahu there, but for the Pouakai, they're really in a battle against the likes of the Whai and the Hoiho for those 3-4 spots. So do get along, scan that QR code. Tickets are available for the GJ Gardner Homes Tauihi Final 4. Can't wait. We'll take another break here on Sky Sport as both teams come back out to warm up. Can't wait for the second half. Welcome back to Cowles Stadium in Aotearoa, Christchurch, where the Northern Kahu lead by 6. Of course, they can hold on and win. Not only will it be a clean sweep of the Pouakai, but they will retake top spots over the Tokomanawa Queens with 3 games left in the regular season. Conversely, the Pouakai, they get a win, can start putting a little bit of pressure on the Southern Hoiho in 3rd and get a bit of breathing space on the fight as the race to the Final 4 heats up in the sophomore season of GJ Gardner-Holmes Tauihi Basketball Aotearoa. The Kahu will start with it. Tony Lee Smith-Hunwick was waiting for my all clear. I was holding everyone up. It's all good. We're underway in the 3rd quarter. There's Reed with McGoldrick in front. D there, but nice find to Ledger Walker. You mentioned in the first half, Tessa, with the addition of Tess Madgen, not having to be as much of a facilitator, getting the offense going, Ledger Walker, and she's up to 11 points.
Yeah. Like we saw with Kendall Hedemeier, she had to play point guard for a little while, then Kennedy Leonard came back. Yeah. Kendall Hedemeier had the best game of the season after that because the worry and stuff of being the point guard and being the lead facilitator is gone, and you can focus on your own game. And I think lots of basketball players don't realize how taxing of a job the point guard position really is.
Aaron pass there by McGoldrick. Leonard almost keeps it in, then an intercept. Here comes Madgen. Oh, I can see that coming from Jasmine Dickey.
She was sizing that up.
Stays with the Kahu though, but what hustle by Jasmine Dickey. This battle between Dickey and Madgen, worth the price of admission, and Sky subscription alone is now McGoldrick.
My goodness.
We saw it in the Rapid League. It was a block party, and that is just extended through to Tauihi as we take a look on the GJ Gardner-Holmes replay. Stays though with the Kahu. Here's Thomas now with Rabati in front. Elbows out.
Her first miss of the game.
Her first miss. And real reward there for the Pouakai, who were locked in 3 sets there defensively. And they now get to a shot. That's a lovely pick and roll action. That's the connection we're familiar with between Leonard and Natasha Mack. It's 5 assists now for Kennedy Leonard, on track to again be, is now her average 10 assists a game. And good pressure here defensively too by Kennedy Leonard. McGoldrick now picks up Ledger Walker. It's come off the foot of Rabati.
Just 2 seconds. Oh no, it's
It'll be a reset.
Foot, so reset.
14, yeah. Bit fortuitous there for the Kahu. Ledger Walker now gets it to Madgen. Madgen and Dickey. Players with WNBA experience here in Tauihi Aotearoa. A couple of misses from Thomas back to back. That one didn't even touch the rim.
No, I think she was a bit rushed with the shot clock counting down.
Put the mockers on her at half time. Flawless in that first half. A couple of misses early in the 3rd. Can the Pouakai make the most of it? Trailed by 6 at half time. It remains a 6-point ball game. A bit of indecision here by the Pouakai. Dickey's going to have to throw it up. Almost gets it to go. Tess Madgen in her face. Now Madgen comes down court with it. Oh, splits between the 2 Pouakai players. Lovely ball movement. Kahu and Tena Reid. The 3-point shooting We said it was going to cool off. It hasn't just yet.
Not yet. And that was amazing teamwork. They deserved that basket, to be honest.
And now a stop at the other end. Here comes Ledger Walker again. Imagine wide open over on our side here on the left.
Waving her hand.
Going to take it to the cup herself.
Oh,
somehow
unlucky.
doesn't get the roll. Pouakai perhaps get out of jail there. So get it now to Rabati. Shovels it up and over Thomas, and it rattles in. Sian Rabati. I think that might be her first bucket. Yes, it is.
Wow.
Tough first half with those 3 fouls. And the defensive assignment down low too. She'll be pleased. Otaki looked to intercept there, but then recovers. Oh, I can't believe it. She thought it might have been another clean block.
I think she might have got like a thumbnail of Tessa mentions, but
the officials spotted some contact, and another trip to the TAB for the Northern Kahu. Tess Madgen shooting 2. Here's the replay. Hard to pick up there. But what a matchup it's been.
Oh, it's
Dicky
been
and Madge.
awesome to watch.
Tess Madgen had 22 points, 7 rebounds, 11 assists on Tauihi debut for the BNZ Northern Kahu. So far today, 7 points, 2 rebounds and 4 assists, make that 8 points, 9 points in fact, but I think a lot of the reason she's been held relatively quiet, I guess we could say by her standards, is Jasmine Dickey.
Absolutely.
What a find.
And that was such a nice pass by Kennedy Leonard.
And a bucket for Lauren Whitaker. She's up to 6 points here in this Tauihi contest after a big outing in the Rapid League. The Pouakai won. Good find there, Ledger Walker to Reed. He's just a little short and dribbles out of bounds. But again, the Kahu do a good job of just holding that buffer. We saw it a bit in that second quarter. It was just between 8 and 10 points. It was a 6-point halftime lead. It's now a 7-point lead. Coming up to the midpoint of this third quarter. Leonard, the mid-range.
Nice shot.
Smooth. Kennedy Leonard doing it in multiple ways offensively. She's up to 11 points.
I would like to see her score more. But then at the same time, I know she's such a good passer and she's giving all the good passes away to the teammates, but I still want to see her score more. I think she's a really good scorer.
Speaking of good scorers.
Yeah, there we go.
Right idea. Kennedy Leonard again. That's a couple of times. That long pass. We saw it a bit in Rapid League too. In fact, back-to-back possessions. Leonard firing it down court. And the Kahu now. Again, Madgen is up to 11 points. Reed, bullet pass over to Ledger Walker. And that was great defence there by Leonard to rush out and put pressure on. Kahu picked up the O-board though. And now Davidson from deep.
Oh my goodness, they cannot miss from the 3.
Vanina Davidson with her first bucket of the second half, and it's another tray. And the Kahu back out to a 10-point lead.
The whole team's going to have a 3 soon.
McGoldrick. She can fire away from deep. Responds immediately. Much needed bucket for the Mainland Pouakai. Thomas to Tera Reid, gets around McGoldrick, but good help D by Subasa Nisbet. Say last touch by Pouakai. Nisbet's going to check out for Natasha Mack. 9 seconds on the shot clock. Thomas with it. Davidson, Madgen. Let's get round Dickey. Crossover. I don't think she got that off in time. No, she didn't. Referee Hamish Dale all over it. What did you say in the first half? A team win every time it's a shot clock.
Absolutely. Massive
expiry.
team victory.
Jasmine Dickey again showing the way for this Pouakai team, as is Kennedy Leonard, but then misses the gimme.
No! She was wide. She can't believe it either. She was wide open. Almost too wide open that she didn't even focus properly on making the layup.
Oh, I'm going to say that won't be on the highlight show on a Tuesday night. Every Tuesday night, the GJ Gardner Tauihi Basketball Aotearoa highlights show. Plenty of highlights to come from this game. Is Sure Reid, nice drive there to get the move on McGoldrick.
2 shots.
And she was, yeah, I was just about to say, she looked like she was wanting to pass it out.
Definitely passing it. Unlucky. She was passing it.
Not how the referees...
Tada has a bit of a smile on her face because she knows very well that she was passing it.
Makes the first 2, does Reid. And out to an 8-point lead now. The Kahu make that a 9-point lead. Dickey. And a whistle before the shot, I believe. So we stay with the Pouakai. Simmering tensions, I feel, Tessa. A lot of referees out there all of a sudden. Different interpretations on our officiating crew. Again, Leonard frustrated with herself. These turnovers just starting to creep up for the Pouakai in this third quarter. It's Ledger Walker. Oh, what a pass that is for Tess Madgen. Can't make them pay, but then Thomas, rebound, spin. Oh, ever so close.
Oh, man.
Kennedy Leonard, uncharacteristic again. Ball just touched off. It might have been off her knee. And she's just going to have it. Seat, time to talk it over with Coach Thompson as Lauren Hippolyte comes in, as does Sean Rabati. That pass somehow Madgen saves from a backcourt violation. Oh, what a find!
Oh, man.
Madgen to Ledger Walker. What a 3-point shooting display it's been by Crystal Ledger Walker. And now a steal and an easy 2. 5 points in about 10 seconds. And the Kahu love it as Coach Thompson for the Pouakai calls timeout.
That's not a good little stint for the Pouakai right there. And now they're the ones becoming a bit lackadaisical and just getting turnovers that are so unnecessary. Unforced turnover. It's not even a whole lot of pressure on them. They just passed it to Crystal pretty much just then.
Let's have a look on the GJ Gardner Holmes replay. It was an easy read, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And a player the quality of Crystal Ledger Walker doesn't need an invitation like that. Let's just have a look at her stats line. 6 from 8 from the field, 4 from 6 from deep. She's up to 16 points, 3 rebounds, 4 assists and 4 steals. She leads the league in steals. That was her 4th steal there. All our stats courtesy of our partner, the TAB. I know we've mentioned it almost ad nauseum now, but I feel like with Madgen's introduction to this team, she seems a little bit unshackled, if you will. Doesn't have to worry about the responsibility of going through all the offensive sets and plays. And
yeah, and because she's usually the one finding the players, now Tess Madgen's the one finding her. Yeah. A lot of her threes have been from passes from Tess Madgen because she can now spot up on in her shooting range and just worry about scoring.
The Kahu as a team just continuing this incredible 3-point shooting display. They were 7 from 10 in the first half, 10 from 15 now. As a whistle's called on Tess Madgen as Jasmine Dickey had the attempt there, and another trip to the TAB. It's time for Dickey, who leads the Pouakai scorers with 15. Make that 16 on the other side for the Pouakai. 19 of Penina Davidson. Ledger Walker's up to 16. Mari Thomas had 16 in the first half, hasn't been able to add to that here in the third quarter so far. He'd be a wise person to say she won't at some stage get going again, Amari Thomas.
Absolutely, and we saw that in the Rapid League game. She was a bit quiet at the start and then went off in the last quarter. So
she gets a call there. We'll have a trip to the TAB to shoot 2. Sian Rabadi, that's her 4th foul. Has had to pick up either Thomas or Davidson a lot this afternoon, and she's having a giggle to herself because I think she only just checked in about a minute ago. Now is going to go take a seat. As Natasha Mack comes back into the game. There is first points of the third quarter for Amari Thomas, the leading point scorer in Tauihi. Splits the free throws though. Now here come the Pouakai with a bit of pace.
Oh,
right idea.
Another turnover.
Yeah, the pass was there. Just came off the knee of Natasha Mack. These turnovers beginning to creep up for the Pouakai. They had 6 in the first half.
I think
and
they've
according
had 6
to my
in this quarter.
stats, yeah, 6 in this third quarter. Bang on. And now Amari Thomas adds a 2. Natasha Mack turned her back to that one.
Yeah,
she just turned around and saw where the pass was coming from. It was going straight at her, and now another turnover.
Number 7.
In this third quarter, and another foul, and starting to get away from the home team, the recruitment network Mainland Pouakai here. They hung tough for quite a while. They need a run desperately.
Absolutely.
Coach Thompson's going back to Kennedy Leonard. Hope to inspire something. As Reed wins herself a trip to the TAB. This will be the 20th attempt, free throw attempt for the Kahu in this game. Now Reed gets a long rebound. The story of the third quarter. Kahu getting some opportunities. And Tess Madgen makes the Pouakai pay. Out to an 18-point lead, biggest lead of the afternoon. And Kahu smell another win. Looking to retake top spot in this Tauihi league. Madgen finds Davidson, and there's a fair bit of contact there. In fact, we're going to go the way of the Pouakai.
I didn't really see what happened there, but the Kahu do not look happy with that call.
They're going to call it on Davidson, are they? Just a little over a minute to go in this third quarter. Pouakai need points rather desperately. There's the pressure on. Mack does well in the end. Gonna have to get something up quickly. Hippolyte, a much needed 3. Cuts it to 15. Gonna need more of that, and stops on this end. Madgen gets the screen from Thomas. She's wide open, almost too open. And here come the Pouakai now. 13-second differential, game and shot clock. Leonard, lovely find. Oh, Dickey. There is just something about those layups.
Yeah.
Too much time. Seen it a little bit this season.
At the moment, it really is the Pouakai shooting themselves in foot. It's
turnovers and missed layups. Yeah. And then fouls on this end. Trips to the TAB. I know the Kahu haven't been shooting at the best of percentages, 13 from 20, but even still, that's a lot of attempts, a lot of opportunities to just rack up the points. Reed. He's had quite a few trips now too. It's the AAB. Makes them both. The shot clock's off. Can they finish this third quarter with a flourish here, the Pouakai? Mack looking to do it herself, spins. Lovely finish, Natasha Mack. And that'll be it for the third quarter. A third quarter that the BBNZ Northern Kahu have dominated. Pushed their lead out from 6 at half time to 15 at three-quarter time. It's 81-66 here at Cowles Stadium.
Turnovers in the first half and then 7 in that third quarter. Same amount of turnovers as assists last year.
Fourth quarter time here at Cowles Stadium in Christchurch. Plenty of work to do by the Pouakai. Tessia deep again in that box score, and I know you're looking at that turnover column with concern as a former Mainland Pouakai player. What was it, 7 turnovers in the end of that third quarter?
Yeah, 7 turnovers in that quarter. And that's the game right there. I mean, that's why the Kahu were able to extend that lead to 15.
It was almost a turnover to immediately begin the fourth. What are you seeing? Because in some ways, like you said, you felt like the Pouakai shooting themselves in the foot. Yes, there's been, of course, defensive pressure there by the Kahu, but it's been misconnection, errant passes.
Yeah, it hasn't been turnovers for the most part where it was such intense pressure that they, you know, it got stolen. It was, they threw the ball right to Crystal and they threw it, an errant pass out, and, you know, just silly things that are fixable. And on top of that, the missed layups as well, that wide open layups. It was a messy third quarter.
And the free throw attempts just keep racking up. Thomas can't complete the three-point play, but that's the 23rd free throw attempt by the Kahu, as we have, didn't reset the shot clock here, so we'll just take a pause. Kahu, though, leading by 17, and then just getting it done in so many different ways. Amari Thomas now up to 21 points. Panina Davidson, relatively quiet by her standards in that third quarter. She only with 3 points, but 16 in the first half. She has 19, but it's been the outside shooting, in particular of Crystal Ledger-Walker, who's up to 16 points, but even as a collective, three-point shooting, 10 of 15 through three quarters, just phenomenal.
Absolutely. And this just shows the class team that they are, and with the players they have. You know, this is the first time they've had their full team, well, not even full team, because they're still missing Tauihi Basketball Aotearoa, but having all their players together, it's showing that they can score inside and outside.
I'm going to put you on the spot now. Are they the favourites?
I mean, when I saw the signings coming through, they were definitely my favourite to win the competition, and I think now that all their players, well, with Tess Madgen here, yes. Short answer, yes.
Well, they're playing like title contenders, that is for sure, and of course a win here this afternoon would see them leapfrog the Tokomanawa Queens into top spot. Jasmine Dickey though just won't stop trying until she hears that full-time buzzer, leading the way for the Mainland Pouakai with 19 points and a trip to the TAB. It's foul number 4 on Crystal Ledger-Walker, who will take his seat. Dickey up to 20 points, second on the scoring list in terms of averages. Jasmine Dickey, the first is that lady there who just collected in the rebound, Amari Thomas, who has 23. She leads all scorers. Imagine to Thomas, Reed, Aotea Leach out there as well for the Kahu. A lot of ball movement again, and Amari Thomas, somehow that doesn't go.
Team.
Dickey and Whitaker, you were right, Tess, so they were fighting over the rebound. The officials have picked up a call in there somewhere.
Let's see what happened here.
I think the foul was Whitaker on Dickey, on her teammate. Maybe there was a little push there before, a bit of contact between the two Pouakai players. Anyway, here's Leonard. And again, a loose handle. Having a go at the officials on the way down as Reed misses the rebound. Slightly frustrating afternoon for Kennedy Leonard, who now fires away from 3. And tied it up by Reed. And then there's a call on Dickey. I don't know, Tessa, when you play games like this, and the old adage, sometimes the harder you try, the worse it starts to get, and there's just a feeling of that at the Pouakai at the moment, trying their absolute hearts out, but it's a little to no reward.
I feel like especially in a team sport, when you're trying, when you individually are trying, it usually doesn't end up working well, because you need to collectively work well together, not trying individually. And I think right now it's a lot of individualism out there on that court, so they need to come together, regroup, and work on. If they're not going to win this game, I mean, and they still could, never say never, but if they're not going to win this game, at least end it on a high note, go for the next game.
As we've discussed at length, there's certainly a lot to play for. The Final Four fast approaching in Porirua. This is the 9th game for both of these two teams, so 3 left each. As Kanina Davidson misses the first. So next up for the Pouakai is a trip to Dunedin to take on the Southern Hoiho, who currently sit 3rd. And then a very quick trip back up to home floor here at Cowles Stadium in Christchurch to host the Phi on Sunday. Another turnover. Very much a story of the second half as Tessa next to me puts her head in her hands. The Kahu, they get a 7-day break before hosting the Hoiho up north. They close out their season with a road trip to Wellington to take on the Queens, and then back home the 4th of September, the last game of the regular season against the Phi. Thomas lets fire from 3. Tied it up there by Whitaker. Just waiting for someone. Finds Leonard. Dickey down low. Can't get that shot to go. Good D there by Reed. Here come the Kahu once more. With With a 17-point lead, can Leach make it 20? Just leaves it a little short. Imagine tried to fire that pass into one of the shins of the Pouakai players. There's a nice pass from Kennedy Leonard, and there's a layup from Jasmine Dickey.
Here we go.
Cuts it to 15. Just never know into the heat. Basketball in general, a game of runs, as they say. Imagine blocked by McGoldrick, gets it back, finds Davidson. They need to get the shot up, beat the shot clock, and it was long. Just what the Pouakai were after. You can sense Jodie Cameron can feel a run coming here. She wants a timeout no matter what happens in this possession. Leonard, Whitaker from deep, makes it.
Yes, Lauren. She's a great shooter. Great shooter she is. So happy she got that shot. And what's that? 9
points for her. 6, I believe it was, in Rapid League. She's a defensive menace on Amari Thomas in Rapid League, and just continuation through to Tauihi. And a timeout here with it cut to 12 points. Take a look into the Kahu huddle. All the players locked in there. And for them, I feel like it's a similar message to what would have been said in that second quarter when the Pouakai mounted a bit of a run. Not getting complacent.
Yeah, definitely. It's not over until the buzzer goes. Still 5 minutes and 26 seconds. That's a lot of time in basketball.
Looking at those field goal attempts, the Kahu 9 more than the Pouakai, and with a lead of 12, it has been sort of second chance opportunities and the turnovers of the Pouakai in the second half. The Pouakai can just tidy it up on that offensive end. Let's take a little bit more time. I know the clock's against them, but try and get to their set.
The pick and roll.
High percentage shots here.
Yeah, the pick and rolls work really well for them. Go back to that. They've scored easy buckets off that every time they've done it. But also defense, they need to get stops. They can't let the Kahu score much more if they want to mount a comeback.
And then here we have it, full court pressure. Leonard on Ledger Walker. Ledger Walker, though, gets around Leonard, and then what a find to Thomas in the corner. I feel like the Pouakai might be happy with that shot.
Yep.
And here comes Whitaker now. McGoldrick. And gets the whistle and a foul. Gee, they needed that foul call there, the Pouakai.
Absolutely. You can sense it's a little bit more urgency with them at the moment. They came out, as you said, with a full court defense and a fast break, and they're looking like they've got some newfound urgency and intensity and want to really get back in this game.
You just wonder where that was in the third quarter or early in the fourth.
Exactly.
Obviously got the message from Coach Thompson. Now we have a 10-point game with just a little over 5 to go in the fourth. Can we have a grandstand finish here at Cowles Stadium? We've seen a few this year. A heartbreaker early in the season. A 1-point loss to the Hoiho comes to mind as Dickey gets the steal now. And they've got the crowd engaged too. Dickey can't get it to go. Tied it up by McGoldrick. Opts against putting up the shot. Oh, what a pass by the youngster Whitaker, and this time Jasmine Dickey gets the 2. And what a run this is by the Pouakai. They've cut it to 8. Ledger Walker now. They go to Thomas. She finds Reed. Out to Magin. And Dickey again called for the foul. The basket won't count.
Whew. You can just see everyone at Cowles Stadium just set up on their seats a little bit more. They think, oh, this has got a ball game.
That's a 5th foul on Jasmine Dickey. 1 more, and that'll be her afternoon. Shot clock reset to 14. Should be welcome for the Kahu. It's Magin, needs to get to her spot. Finds Thomas, gets round Mac. What a bucket Amari Thomas needed for the Kahu to stem the flow. Whittaker now though. Oh, she's been good this afternoon, Lauren Whittaker. She's angry at herself with the miss, but gets a trip to the TAB.
Love the confidence too. She saw a little gap and she took it.
Lauren Whittaker still at high school, year 13. Heading over to college later in the year. Holding her own against WNBA talent. And now has 10 points here in this Tauihi contest. Imagine has it now. Dickey in front, she has to be a little careful. Imagine. Felt like she knew there that Dickey wasn't quite as locked in, given the 5 fouls, and she went at it.
Absolutely, she knew, and that's what you need to know as a player. You need to know who's in foul trouble, and you go at that person every time because you know Dickey's not going to be 100% as intense as she has been because she can't pick up that 6th foul.
I think we've got an issue with our score both here at the court and on your screens. It's just been updated there to 90-78. Pouakai leave that one short. Thomas can't get that one to go. So, just see if we can get some clarification there on the score as Leonard adds 2. You can see, gentlemen to my right, he seems a little uncertain too about where the score is at. At the moment, we're led to believe it's a 10-point ball game. We'll just wait and see with 2:38 to play. Here we go, it's just been updated again. I think it was the one free throw from Whittaker that they missed. 9-point ball game. As Whittaker tries to get that rebound, does well, gets it to McGoldrick and then Leonard. Oh, and another turnover. Tessa. Oh. And a timeout is going to be called by the Northern Kahu.
This is just not the time.
The frustration is evident on your face.
It's not the time to be making any kind of risky passes at all. Just run the offense. That was a little bit rushed and it was a bit chaotic, and just pull it out, run the offense. We've still got time. Oh, if they had scored there, that would have been exciting.
And I mean, that's the battle, isn't it, between, okay, 2 minutes 20, you're down 9, do you need to get things to go, versus, as we all know, 2 minutes 20 in basketball is actually a really long time.
Yeah, exactly. So, I think now you still take your time, especially with that offensive set. Just take your time, try score. If you score there, then you can still take your time. But if now they haven't scored, now they're probably a little bit more rushed.
And I know Kennedy Leonard, 11 assists, which is fantastic. That's what we've become accustomed to here in Tauihi. But one thing we haven't become accustomed to is her turnovers. 8 of them now are on her. And you can sense the frustration with her as well.
Yeah, I think that's just trying to force things that aren't within the offense and aren't what people are used to. And I think just need to make it a bit more simple.
Still not out of the realms of possibility here that the Pouakai can get back in it, but they're going to need stops right away. As the Kahu get it to the Australian Opals captain and Tess Madgen. Dickey still out there on 5 fouls. Madgen gets around, then finds Davidson in the corner, opts against the 3, just 3 on the shot clock. Thomas will fire away. That did hit the rim. So they'll play on. That's not 24-second violation, but that long rebound, as you said, Tessa, that hurts the Pouakai.
They did great defense, and then they get the 3 on the offensive rebound.
Second chance opportunity. What a 3 that is from Tess Madgen. She's up to 16 points today. And that might take the wind out of the sails of the Pouakai, but McGoldrick says hold that thought. Not done with just yet, with 1:24 to play.
I think, unfortunately, the Pouakai has just left it a little bit too late. As you said, where was that urgency and intensity in the third quarter or the start of the fourth quarter? But it really only happened halfway through this quarter that they kind of thought, hey, we can win this. And it was just, I may have spoken too soon, but I think it was just a little bit too late.
7 points now. Kahu play on. I think you're right. Desperation's a funny thing. Why can't you just bottle it and start it in the third quarter rather than in the fourth? Let's come off the leg of Magin. Down to 2 seconds now on the shot clock. She's having a look at it. She's going to fire up a shot. Oh!
No way.
Stop it. Stop it. Tess Magin shaking her head. I don't know why. I think she's slightly embarrassed. What a shot that was. And that has officially taken the wind out of the Pouakai sails.
Man.
Back-to-back threes, including one off the glass there. Let's take a look at it. GJ Gardner-Holmes replay. One-legged as well. Beats the shot clock by half a second.
One-legged bank shot. Buzzer beater.
What a quality signing. And they've had to wait, but I think she's certainly proved it's worth the wait. Tess Magin. 19 points, 6 rebounds, 7 assists. Just the 1 turnover too. So the Kahu will leapfrog the Queens. That battle is going to go right down to the wire in terms of first and second. Just a point in it. Both teams with 3 games to play. The Pouakai will remain in fourth. The Fire will still sense an opportunity. They're fifth. 3 games ahead too. And the Hoiho there in the middle. It's been a great season. Super competitive. There's plenty more to come as we get down to the business end. I don't think that
score is
right either. There has been a few issues with the score in the last minute or two, and now they're saying that is correct. So they must have missed quite a number of buckets. You think they're Tessa?
What?
No, eventually. Okay, sorry. Excuse us. It was a 6-point ball game there for all of 20 seconds, and then all of a sudden back to 10.
And then the Pouakai threw it out.
The Pouakai threw it out anyway, but I was just about to say, if Tess Magin hadn't hit that one-footed, 30-foot 3-point shot, that would have been a 3-point ball game. Of course, now it's proven to be a 10-point ball game. Just everyone wants to hold fire here, because we just add maybe a second onto the game clock. We'll take a breath here at Cowles Stadium, including us.
Oh my gosh, what is going on?
The Kahu lead by 10, and I think they'll slow things down a touch here. Murray Thomas, cool as you like. Thought you were coming up to set me a screen, Tess Magin. No, you're not there, that's okay. Ledger Walker Reed now wide open. Money. What a 3-point shooting display it's been.
Shooting, my goodness.
Let's just take another look. I believe it is 13 from 24. And a collective effort too. Ledger Walker's had 4. Tess Magin's had 3. Tera Reid has had 2. Murray Thomas with 2. And a couple each from Panina Davidson and Jason Tenney as well. And Tessa, when they're so dominant in the paint, and now all of a sudden they're a huge threat from deep, how do you stop this Kahu juggernaut?
Yeah, see, that's the problem, because if it's just one or the other, you can focus your energy on that, but Yeah, they're looking pretty good at the moment. Oh.
Late foul here on Thomas, and the Pouakai are in the bonus, so Kahu a chance here to get into triple figures. 99-88, they lead. 23 points from Amari Thomas, 20 to Penina Davidson, 19 Tess Madgen, and 16 Crystal Ledger-Walker.
Yeah, having 5 people in double figures.
Yeah, I was just about to say, I missed Tara Reid as well. Sorry to Tara Reid. She has 12. So many threats. And there it is, 100 points up for the Kahu. As Dicky fires away again from her spot, 20 feet. But it won't be enough for the Mainland Pouakai, who have gone down in Tauihi to this very impressive Northern Kahu team. Threats across the court, and they've got the job done to reclaim top spot, the 3/4 mark of the regular season, 101-90. Pouakai certainly gave the Kahu a stern challenge. They'll be ruining those turnovers, particularly in the 3rd quarter. It's where it got away from the home team. Jasmine Dickey once more leading the way for the Pouakai with 28 points. It hasn't been enough to lead her side to a win today. They certainly remain in the hunt for the Final Four. The player who also had a big afternoon is Ezra McGoldrick, 19 points. And she is standing by with Tessa.
All right, Ezra a little unlucky there with the game. What do you think really was detrimental to you guys?
I think we just had a little lapses on defense. And a little bit on offense too, but we just need to get onto those things and, clear those up, yep.
And it's a battle for that 4th spot going into the Final Four. Looking forward, what are you guys going to have to work on? You've got, about 3 more games to go. What do you think you're going to have to do?
Well, I think we just need to come together, recover and just look out on, better scouting, sticking to our scout, and, just flowing a bit better on offense would help us, yeah, for sure.
All right, good luck for this. Good luck for the rest of the season.
Ezra McGoldrick. Big afternoon, 19 points. As we go back to Tessa, she's got Tara Reid.
All right, congrats on the win. It got a little bit scary there at the end. How are you feeling after that game?
Good. I mean, it's always tough playing against Pouakai. I think we improved on just staying together and then, running our stuff and just controlling the time towards the end.
And this has made you guys top of the ladder, but the Queens are right behind you. What do you have to do for these last 3 games to try to stay top?
Yeah, I think just keep working on chemistry. Tess just got here, so still working on that, but just playing hard for a whole 40. I think, we have some lulls and stuff like that, so just knowing how each other play and keeping composure during tough times.
Good luck for the rest of the season.
Well, there is the tail of the tape from a points perspective. 5 players in double digits there for the BNZ Northern Kahu. Amari Thomas, 27 points leading the way. Tara Reid with a double-double in the end, 12 points, 10 rebounds. Lauren Whitaker, that's right up there with her best game of the season. 9 points and 8 rebounds by the Canterbury teenager. Certainly signs there that, from a defensive perspective, 6 blocks to none, that Pouakai can get it done. However, it was the turnovers, wasn't it, in a big way, Tessa, that the Pouakai will be ruining and going over as they look at the last 3 games of the regular season.
Definitely, that 3rd quarter and those turnovers and missed layups, and I think they just took their eye off the ball completely. and so they're going to probably go back and watch that whole third quarter and see exactly what went wrong. Oh, there's my son.
I was just about to say.
Getting passed around.
Well, Lenny on babysitting duties. I'll let Tessa go. That's all from us here at Cowles Stadium in Christchurch. Plenty more Tauihi Basketball Aotearoa to come next week, round 7. The next game is on Thursday night, the Phi and the Queens. The Pouakai back here, similar time actually, Sunday, 3 p.m. In fact, exact same time as this clash, hosting the Phi. So take a look at the full slate. The Hoiho host the Pouakai first. So again, another 2 games in 3 days for the mainland team. We wind down in the regular season. Real race for the Final 4 in Porirua. But that's all in terms of this one. Again, the game's split. We've seen a fair bit of that. The Rapid League winning, going the way of the Pouakai. The Tauihi clash going the way of the Kahu. The Kahu too good, 101-90.